go through Azure Databricks service. Azure Databricks is a data analytics platform optimized for the Microsoft Azure cloud service. Azure Databricks offers three environments to developing data-intensive applications. Now, first of them is Databricks SQL. Second one is Databricks DataScience and Engineering. And third one is Databricks Machine Learning. In this tutorial, I will go through first set up Databricks Workspace, then configuring a Spark cluster, then create a pool for cluster. After that, I will go through create a notebook. I'll show you how to import a notebook, then schedule a job, cluster job, and then finally clean up resource. Azure Databricks Workspace using Azure Portal. So first I'm going to connect to Azure Portal here. Send. Now from this dashboard, click on create a resource. And here search that one. So Azure Databricks. So here click on create. So I'm going to create a new resource group. So Databricks RG01, give a name, create new Databricks resource group 01, get workspace, Databricks workspace 01, so region SDOS, Apache Spark. Then all other tabs I'm just considering default one. So let me reduce the size here. Then click on create. So here you see that deployment is in progress. It may take little time. You can also click this button here also, that notification button. So you can see that it's in progress. You can click here. And you can see that here also that screen. So first it's creating workspace. You can get the details here. You can go through this side. On your left side you can see input, output, and template. So you can get more information from here. Even you can download here. So let me go through the main tab where it's running notification. So deployment is in progress. So let me pause here for a minute. So here we see that deployment is complete, and we can go to click here to go to resource. So this is opening Azure Databricks. If I say that Databricks service, so here you see that click on launch workspace. So you're opening workspace. Now it's going to sign in option. Now here the page that you see here, this is the if I can say that this is the kind of Databricks landing page, and here you can see the different options here. like data science and engineering, machine learning. Underneath that, create workspace reports, different options are there. So I'll go through one of them one by one. So first, let me see here, that is the data. So if I click data, you can see right now database and tables both are empty. So if we'd like to add any data there, so what we need to do, we need to click on create table. We can do that, and there are different options here, and there are different data sources. You can see here that upload data file, DBFS, database file system. So then other data resource, partner integration, where you can see that all other options there, and to the data integration to pull data from various products and databases into data lake. So now go back here. So data, if I do create table, now here you see that there is option for create cluster, ingest data, invite your team. So first what we can do, we can upload a file. So to upload a file, here you can give the directory path, and then you can upload the files here. And that cluster option, that you see that cluster is to we need cluster to process the data, and it sets up all the Spark setup related systems deployment, all automated. So first let's go through that one. Click on compute, and here you see that all purpose cluster, job clusters, pool. So we can create a pool and then use that pool to create a cluster. Otherwise we can just create a cluster and use that one. So let's create a cluster. So from here, click on create cluster. So we are adding a new cluster, give a cluster name. So I just give Databricks cluster 01, and cluster mode, there are different mode here. So and it will change your worker nodes or memory size. You can see all those information from here also. So I'm going with single node, and you see that it's changed here. And runtime version, there are different runtime version that you can select. I'm selecting the default one, 9.1. Then on default, I think there are advanced options here. You can see those Spark like kind of environment variables, then tagging, logging, more information to pass. So I'm happy with this one. So I just click on create cluster. When cluster is setting up, you can go through all those. You see that information here, event log. So what it is happening, what it is doing, cluster level. So you can see that cluster creation requested. And then Spark related information, you can get that from here. So because so far it's not there, so you can see this message. So it will update when you finish cluster setup. Or when cluster will be ready, we will get that information there. So let me pause here for a few minutes. So now cluster is ready. Let me show you one thing. So here is the terminate after 120, which is default. But if I would like to change that one, I can click on edit button. And here I can change that. Okay, if my cluster is idle for 20 minutes, it will be stopped. So that it doesn't, that incur additional cost. But what is that confirm and restart? So if you change anything, it will cluster needs to be restart. So and here you see that runtime version. So this is the most kind of important features. Basically, what it is pointing, it's pointing to a Spark version and corresponding libraries relate to that one. So let me change that one. Confirm. When this cluster is updating, let me go through with the notebook. So to create a notebook, what we need to do, we'll go here and click on data, and there you see the tables and then create table. There are different options, but you can go through this way. So click on notebook. Now here it's coming create table, so we can upload files. So let me upload few files here. So here I have used two notebooks. Here is the old countries and Hollywood movies. Now if I'd like to create a table, so what I need to do, I can, okay, let me just select this one. Okay, so let me go through both tables. So this two. So now I'm going to create a table with user interface. Click on create table with user interface. When I'm going to execute that one, I need to define the cluster name. So this is the cluster that I have created. Select the cluster and click on preview table. Now down below you can see all those tables here. So first row I can consider as a header and info schema. So you can see all the information here. So creating table based on that CSV file which I have uploaded. Now if I would like to create table in notebook, if I click that one, so this one is creating notebook here. So if we execute, I can just run all, define the cluster name, attach and run. So now here you can see all those Sparks jobs and its output down below. And you can also get the graphical interface. If you select there, so if I would like to see country and birth rate, C0 and C6, so you can go plot option, C6. So here you can play with all the graphical interface also. You can also get the data profile. So you can go with more information. Now I'll show you other thing, like if I would like to import a notebook, then what can I do? So you can just go here and go to Workspace. We'll do, or let me go through here, data option. And then now you see that you can see here the database is coming as a default. You can see that table is not created because we did not create table. So therefore we cannot see that table here. If we go again, we can select, save, file, give the Hollywood movies, another notebook, and then create table in notebook. Then run all, give the cluster name, attach and run. So you can get all the outputs here. Now to if you have multiple cluster, you can change it from here. You can detach and reattach with different cluster. Now what I'd like to do, I'd like to export this notebook. So here from file button, you can just click on export and save as a notebook file. So you can do that one. You can save. So give a name there. 01. Okay. So now I'd like to input a notebook. So let me go through file, upload data. Now let's input a notebook that I created before. So click on Workspace, then from here import a notebook. So let me drop file here. So my file is notebook. So here I can also input a notebook. Now let me go through with to execute that one, cluster name. Oh, because I didn't execute this one. Strings. You can see those files there, just to make sure those files are there. Right now, if I go to Workspace, tables. Here too. So what can I do? I can take a file, like me, I can do a new notebook. I can upload data. Otherwise, I can go and bring that on another notebook, which is import. So here import, I can browse and click the notebook that I want. Then import. If I execute now, this time it looks good. So far we have seen like how to export a notebook, how to import a notebook, how we can create a notebook. So now let's go through with pool, cluster pool. Before that, I would like to show you other thing. So let me go to the cluster. So you see the cluster is running. So if you don't use cluster, Then to save some money, what you can do, you can just, there is action option, so you can terminate. So terminate will just kind of stop the cluster, but it will not uh, fully delete. So if I say confirm, let me show you. So if I terminate the cluster, it's terminating. So it's terminated. So then what I can do, I can just start the cluster again. So cluster is starting. Cluster has been started, but there is other option, then delete. So if I press delete, so that means cluster no longer will be there, and you need to create cluster again. So for now I'm just clicking cancel. Now let me go through with pool job cluster. It will give more information when we do execute jobs. So let's go to pool. So to create a pool, what is the good thing with that one? That when you do create a cluster, we can define a pool name. So if there are thing that more clusters and we have a pool defined, then it's easy to deploy a cluster. So let's click on create pool, and here is the option. So I can give a name like DB pool 1, and main idle, that we can say how many will be there. You can get the information at the minimum number of instances in the pool, maximum capacity, how many maximum number will be there. You can click on question mark to get more information. So for now I'm just giving 2. Then terminate, after how much time it will be terminated, and there are different instance type based on your Spark system. Then you just click on create. Click on the refresh button. So you can see there's information. If you want to edit, you can edit that one. Now the benefit is that one, when I go to cluster level, if I would like to create a cluster, then example 02, standard method, giving all those information, time. Now now from here you see that worker type. Here you can see that the pool I created. So I can select that one and create a cluster, but I am not going to create any more cluster now, with the limitation with my resource. Okay, select on cancel. So I'd like to cancel this one. Then one more thing I would like to show you, that to create a job. Okay, let me go here. Then you can see here, last time I was showing that you can see there's all the Spark information. You can get Spark information from down below. So now let's go through job section. Before that, let me show you some other thing here. So click, select on settings and user settings. And here is the generate new token. So what this is token for, you can just put any information, put this for this testing, and you can give it time and then generate. If you click on generate, it will give you a token number. So you can use this token to give access to others. So for this purpose, I am not going through that one. So just done. Other thing, there is a other option there is that you can Git integration. You can integrate Git provider. You can set up notebooks and different properties. Then other REST settings or language settings. Let me see what other option there is. You can see also admin console. So you can create group and assign global unity script, workspace settings. There is manage account. So let me go through now with to Workspace back again. I would like to go through the job. So click on job. So to create a new job, you need to click on create job. Give a job name, a task name. So Databricks, and then give job 01. Then here you can select notebook. So I select a notebook and let me select the notebook. Select the notebook, this one, click confirm. So here I have selected the notebook and here is down here there's a parameter. So if notebook does have the variables, so you can define it here. But in my case I'm not using that one, so I close that one. And here you also see that button. You can create a new cluster, pencil button. It will give you all the options, but I'm not doing that one. So I'm just using the cluster which I have already set that up. And advanced option, here you see all those to define the libraries or retry policy or timeout options. Let me just click on create for simplicity. So now you see that task has been set up, and here on right side you can see all the details, the cluster name, alerts, maximum content runs. So if I would like to run right now, so there is an option, you see that run now. If I go to more, then there's an option for view the JSON file. You can get the JSON file, you can copy if you want to, to run similar tasks. So for now I'm just executing run now. So now here you see that there is a number, so it's a job number. Then I can click on view run. So the job is running here. You can down below, you can see what it is doing. And also here underneath cluster, you can see that view cluster, logs, metrics. You can click on logs. Here you can see the job is succeed. So job has been completed. You can get the details down below. Here you can hide code, so it will not show you code. So it will give all the results, show code, and you can get also click on logs. So you can get the logs information from here. Now go back again. See here you can get more information. So let's go back, cluster, and if you'd like to go to jobs again, you can run again. You can see the task details. You can clear all notification. And you can edit schedule also. So there are different settings that you can set that up from here. So that's it. Now it is always better to clean up. So to clean up, what you can do, you can clean up individually, like step by step. Otherwise, if you'd like to remove all the resources, then you can go to Azure console and go for all resources that you created and go to the resource group. So like here, resource group, let me close that one. Now go back home, resource groups. So I would like to remove this resource group. So click on resource group and delete resource group, keep that resource group name. And delete. So it will delete resource group. That's all for now. Thank you. Thanks for watching.